Trinity Gardens, Church of Christ, Moments with the Master. This is the second of a three-part series from the parable of the sower in Matthew 13. Last week, we shared with you a familiar story. Jesus tells a familiar story about the farmer, seeds, and fruitfulness, getting fruit from his farm. And we talked about that there were four kinds of soil. Three of them were unproductive. One kind was productive, but productive at different levels. Now, so that's the simple story, the familiar story. Now, here's a simple explanation. The good thing about this parable is Jesus gives the explanation himself. So we don't have to wonder about what he meant. He tells us what he meant. Matthew 13, beginning at the 18th verse, all the way to 23. Therefore, hear the parable of the sower. When anyone comes to hear the word of the kingdom and does not understand it, then the wicked one comes and snatches away what was sown in his heart. This is he who receives seed by the wayside. But he who received the seed on stony places, this is he who hears the word and immediately receives it with joy. Yet he has no root in himself, but endures only for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, immediately he stumbles. Now he who receives seed among the thorns is he who hears the word, and the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becomes unfruitful. But he who receives seed on the good ground is he who hears the word and understands it, who indeed bears fruit and produces some 100-fold, some 60. He explains it that this parable, that he's really not talking about grounds at all, but he's talking about people, actually. And I would go a little bit further and say is the mind sets of people. And so he gives us three kinds. And then the first one, he seems to say a closed mind. He said he hears the word, 19, of the kingdom and does not understand it. This is a person who does not understand and has nothing to do with intellect, but a will to understand. You've got to give yourself to understanding. This person has a closed mind. They have a closed mind because nothing's going to penetrate. Somebody has said one of the problems with a closed mind is it is often accompanied by open mouth. You can't come to the word of God with a closed mind. I have to leave myself open where God can change my plans and change my life. So the person with the closed mind does not grow spiritually. And not only the closed mind, but the second kind of person where he says this, he received the seed on stony places, the 20th verse. This is he who hears the word and immediately receives it with joy. Yet he has no root in himself, but only endures for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, immediately he stumbles. This is not the closed mind, but the confused mind. This person thinks that the fact that God has sowed the word in their heart, that there's not going to be any struggle, not going to be any problems, not going to be any trouble, no persecution, nothing. Everything's going to be hunky-dory. That person is confused because when you become a believer, you actually enter the battle. So the devil is going to try to take what God is trying to give you to grow you. And so you have the closed mind, the confused mind, But the third type of mind is the cluttered mind. If you look at the 22nd verse, now he who receives seed among the thorns is he who what? Hears the word, the sound, and the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becomes unfruitful. Here's that third kind. You have the closed, the confused, and the cluttered mind. Now, the cluttered mind, this person just has too much going on. They're just really too busy. And let me share something with you. If you are too busy for the word of God, you're just too busy. This is Moments with the Master. We'll see you next time. Thank you.